with the issue of Natasha before we go into the electricity tariff, because I think it's a bomb. It's like she has been sitting on a time bomb, and I don't know, this morning is fire all over the pages of our
current
newspaper.
DNA is higher than that of AEDC.
I want to hear your take on this Natasha issue and the Senate president.
Well, let me first of all start by saying that I love people who always stand up for their right.
Okay.
I just like people who speaks their mind, who will not allow any person to cow them down.
Very well.
And by the way, you are representing the people, and your work is to speak in the National Assembly. If you are not speaking, you are wasting the slot,
of course,
that your constituency has given to you.
Yes.
So to that extent, it's interesting what is happening over there. When somebody is saying, "I'm being cowed, I'm being deliberately silenced," and so on and so forth, it should arouse the attention of every democratic Nigerian. And Natasha have antecedents of being dogged. It played out during her, will I call it, how will I put it, the challenge she had with the former governor
Yahaya
Bello of Kogi State.
Yes.
You saw that if any person watched her closely during those electionary period, you know that this is a rugged woman who can really stand at any time for her right and for the right of her own people.
Yes.
And she's fearless, and she's somebody loved by his own people, by her own people. You saw how they wanted to throw her out, but at the end of the day, she battled and battled until the court gave her victory. And so such a person is not a mediocre that anyone can want to mess around with. And it's again, her matter is of great interest because the National Assembly is more or less the House of Men for now. We only have about 4 of them in the Senate, 4 women in the Senate, and 2, Natasha and one, I think that's Kenjibe, are very vocal. So such people need some form of protection, because we need a dissenting voice to make democracy real. Another point of interest is the autocratic style we are seeing in the leadership of the National Assembly. When I watch the story, I try to understand what has happened. Yes, the rule or the guidelines may give the leader some some right to do certain things. The way and manner you go about doing it also matters. And for a senator who knows where they have allocated the seat to her, she knows where she has been sitting, and all of a sudden he discovered that the seat has been changed without any information. At least if the person queries and they say, why did they change my seat, I don't think it's totally out of place. And well, the way and manner she was approached, I may not know, because the way you approach a person may determine the kind of reaction that will follow. And antecedents may also play out. You know, herself and Akpabio has been at loggerhead with each other for some time now. So I believe they have not mended the gap before this latest outburst took place. So that is another issue that one should not sweep under the carpet. The matter is getting more interesting now with the development going on today. I learned Natasha is speaking somewhere.
Very loud
morning,
and clear.
Very loud and clear. And the what some people, were anticipating is gradually coming to the limelight.
Yes.
Because when things like this are happening, those who are wise will try to dig underground to find out what is really going on.
Yes.
And from the allegations, I'm yet to get all the details, but from what is filtering into the ears of people, from what from her speech in the television this morning, I think there's more to be investigated about that very matter.
All right, sir, quickly. I want to ask, Senator Natasha came out this morning to make some strong allegations. One of such is, I'll read. My issue with Akpabio started on 8th of December 2023, when myself and my husband visited Akwa Ibom for Senator Akpabio's birthday. Akpabio was showing me around his house and was holding my hands with my husband following behind us when he said he wants me to come and be spending special moments in his house. My husband heard him and later told me not to travel abroad alone or be with the Senate President alone. Sir, with all these strong allegations made by Senator Natasha, do you see the Senate President getting punished?
Well, no one should be above the law. The senators are not there to make laws for us, while the law will not affect them. That should be made clear. That is number one. Number two, all over the world we have seen high-profile figures resign from office. We have seen high-profile figures jailed
Very well.
for matters like this. Because what is gradually coming out now is the issue of sexual harassment.
Yes.
That is what is alluding to now,
Yes.
from what we are hearing now. If this is, that is why I said this issue need, the matter will need forensic examination now, thorough investigation to be sure that the allegations are true. And once the allegations are found to be true, then the Senate President should be punished. I don't think the Senate President is insulated from the law. He doesn't enjoy immunity. I don't think Senate President enjoys immunity.
No, sir.
It's for executive.
Yes.
It's for the president, vice president,
Yes, sir.
and
The governors.
and the deputy governors. So, as far as he does not enjoy immunity, he can be prosecuted if the allegation is found to be strong enough. And this is coming from a serving senator. It's not just a clerk in the office, not just personal secretary alleging that I'm being harassed. And unfortunately, if these allegations are true, and himself carelessly, I use that word, carelessly exhibited that attitude of trying to cow this lady down that led to this outburst, then it's unfortunate. Because, by the way, if you know you are making advances, if it's found to be true that these allegations are true, and that actually you were making advances, should you compel or force a senator to yield to your request? No. I expect that if it's not going to be a matter of rape, then you should show her favors. We show her favors until she considers your own whatever advancement as it is being alleged. But all this still borders on allegation. And there are the rightful people who have better knowledge to examine this allegation and come out with the facts and figures.
Okay.
But the Senate president will need to clear himself.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course, he
If
needs
he
to do
cannot
something
clear
about
himself,
it.
then it's not above the law.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
to add to what you have said, I also heard them say that she said DSS should please come up to investigate this further. There are phone calls to this where he made some threats and some kind of foul languages that can actually implicate him. And I was wondering, why was he so careless? Does he really understand his stance as the Senate president? The power that is being vested on him?
You know,
You are part of these people
Yeah.
up there. That is why I'm trying to.
Because as the chaplain of the National Assembly,
Yes,
sir,
I
a
need you to
spiritual
say
head
something.
in that space, are you not bothered that all these things are happening?
I'm bothered. That's why I'm talking. I'm bothered in the sense that some of these people will not fall into this kind of potholes if they are ready to embrace God, if they are ready to listen to us, if they are ready to welcome us into their offices. Because I remember in the 8th Assembly, that was the most glorious era I've had as a chaplain to the National Assembly, where I saw some senators who were determined to bring godliness to bear in whatever they do.
do.
I know of some senators who will call me and said, please make sure you pray for me every week before I start the legislative week. In fact, our fellowship started in the National Assembly on Wednesdays. But one of the senators pleaded with me to change it to Tuesday morning. And I asked him why. He said because Tuesday morning is the first legislative day every week.
Okay.
He will want a situation whereby when he comes from home, he goes straight to the fellowship center and
Hear from God.
hear from God, and is prayed for before he starts the legislative week.
Wow.
Okay.
And such people were willing to take advice. But you find some who are not willing, even when you want to visit them to counsel them, they are not ready to listen. But for those who were ready during that 8th assembly,
Yes, sir.
I go to them, greet them, how are you? I find out some basic thing. How are you taking care of your health? I want to remind you that you are a human being. Don't get too busy and forget your health. Then I ask, I hope you are not leaving your family behind
Of course. Very
in all
important.
this, because after your tenure you are going back to your family. And I ask, how many times have you visited your constituency for the past 2-3 months?
Wow, wow.
How are you relating with them? Because the mandate you are holding is theirs, and you must open your door for them if you want to come back here again. Anyone that I've always give these 3 counsel before I pray,
That is
I
very
pray
good.
with them. But some we never come to fellowship. Some who don't want to see you from their what they call it, CCTV. They see you on color, and they tell their secretary, tell him I'm very busy, he should come another time.
I can imagine.
Another time they will plan another excuse.
Okay.
So that's why they fall into this kind of
mess.
something.
Yes.
Because if you have somebody who gives you admonition, who reminds you that your office is very sensitive and there are people out there who can easily throw pebbles at you, so be careful. You'll be mindful of what you say, what you do, and so on and so forth.
I think this also goes to almost all the leaders, if not all the leaders across the globe. You should be mindful